I grew up in Arkansas, started duck hunting when I was probably 12 years old. Fished, squirrel hunted, rabbit hunted, deer hunted. I didn't start turkey hunting until I was probably 30.
I've been in the construction industry for about 15 years now. In the winters, it seemed like I had quite some time to get out and do what my passion was. Just get out there and see that sunrise and see all the wild game out there and enjoy the camaraderie with the buddies. That's what it's all about for me.
Blood brothers, an ancestral bond between like-minded individuals that share one passion. New Breed TV, brought to you by Cherokee Sports. Blood Brothers TV, share your passion.
I've been in the construction industry for about 15 years now, and currently in a lumber yard as a truss designer and sales in eastern Nebraska. We cover eastern Nebraska and western Iowa. Primarily residential, and we focus on light commercial and assisted living and multifamily. Went to school and got my degree in architecture, and I've always just been involved with the construction industry. And done the hands-on, been out there running a hammer, running a jackhammer, work with computers, working as project manager and working with other engineers and home builders and other clients. The first time hearing them gobblers before that sun's up it's hard to explain in words, but it's kind of a mystical experience for myself. And just knowing that it's the start of a new, basically the new spring's here and we're done with winter, and just basically a celebration of life. Trees are starting to bloom. We've made it through winter. And it just kind of gets you charged up. And you've been chasing them mallards and Canada geese all winter, freezing your tail off, and got through February and that, and it just makes me appreciate life more, getting out and experiencing all that.
Okay, they're coming across. I see them. You see the big stumps and the cedar by the stumps. You see the big stump just right at your 230. They're down in the bottom now. Where they at? Crap, they're gonna come behind us.
He knew something was different about that spot, but he couldn't quite figure it out. But he really wanted to see what we had going on for decoys. I wholeheartedly feel, but he just felt something was a little bit odd about, and he was right on top of us. When I first started turkey hunting, I had always just been a pheasant and deer hunter my whole life, and I didn't have a clue on how to hunt turkeys. I didn't have a lot of patience to set them birds out and figure them out. I just was kind of running a lot, and I've learned that patience is really the key for turkey hunting, for me anyways, is setting and waiting them out, figuring their patterns, rather than cut and run, basically, and run them hills and not think there's a bird one in there when you've been running them all over the hills and educating them.
See them, are there any other turkeys coming? That's not the one that was just behind us.
The thing that I like most about turkey hunting is just the the curiosity and inquisitiveness of those birds. You know, they can seem as they're really docile and you could walk right up on them, the next minute you can't do anything to get that boss gobbler to come in. Just having to strategize and try different scenarios, and just really learning a lot about them birds, and in the end, you know, fooling them to where they commit. It's the commitment part is really the deal for turkey hunting. Anybody go out and shoot a turkey, but just getting them to finish that deal for you, to do it right. I like to get to my spot at least a day or two earlier and not even hunt, but stay back out of that area from ways and just glass with my binoculars. I'll get on a high hill, you know, get up before the sun comes up and locate where they're roosting and watch their patterns and see when they hit that ground, what they're doing, you know, how long they stay flocked up and which directions they're moving, and just try to learn a little bit about their habits.
Blood Brothers TV will be right back.
Blood Brothers, to me, means folks all across the country sharing the same love for the same thing. It's the tie that binds. It's the thing we all have in common. Thus, the definition, Blood Brothers. We may not know each other, we may not have ever talked, but because of our love for what we do in the outdoors, we're all blood brothers. We're all kin. Anybody that you see, anywhere you happen to travel, if he's got camouflage on, if he's got a sticker on his truck or whatever, if you're in a parking lot somewhere and you got a flat tire, that would be the first person you'd go to. He'd be the guy that you could count on helping you out. You would have that common bond, even though you never knew the guy. We all look for that enjoyment that we find in the outdoors, our time off. You know, whether you take vacation time to go hunting or whether it's what you do for a living or whatever it is, it's the same for all of us. It's the desire, it's the enjoyment we get out of that. It's all of it. Our love for the outdoors, hunting and fishing and sitting in a tree stand and watching the sunrise or a duck blind or watching the mist come off the water when you're out on the lake getting ready to make your first cast, all that stuff. We all have that same makeup, that same wiring in our chip. So at the end of the day, we're all blood brothers. And guys, that's what we're going to show you here on Blood Brother TV. We're all blood brothers. Whether you're hunting the most expensive lease in Arkansas during duck season, your granddaddy's farm in Iowa, or public ground right here in Tennessee, it's the tie that binds us together that makes us all blood brothers, is the reason we're out there and the reason we love it. I'm a blood brother. Are you?
Welcome back to Blood Brothers TV.
And taking new guys hunting is always, I mean, I enjoy that more than pulling the trigger myself. Watching a guy experience that and just thinking it's the greatest thing ever. They guys that haven't been out to see that sunrise and hear them turkey gobbles and having white-tailed deer walking right 10, 15 yards in front of them and not even spooking. I mean, people don't, not everybody gets to see that, and I guess I'm been very fortunate that my grandfather and my father got me into this sport. It's been a big part of my life.
Yeah. Sweet.
Oh yeah. For me, this was an awesome hunt, unforgettable experience. that longbeard spitting and drumming right at my back, and the other longbeard up on the hill gobbling like crazy, pulling that other longbeard in to Billy. This was just an awesome, awesome, unforgettable hunt, and I'm more than glad to share it with my brothers.
This guy read the script, and Billy finished the act. The area that I've been hunting is basically just a big river bottom with some meadows, lots of wooded, cottonwoods and oaks, willows. These birds over the years seem to be kind of creatures of habit of where they travel through these areas, gotten it down to where you kind of know where they're going to be at what time of day. I call it a big circle is what they hit, and they just kind of do a big circle through that area. That's just the way they've always been, and it just seems to be the way how they operate in that area. I wasn't surprised one bit that we didn't have any gobbling right by us first light. They always seem to be roosting in the same areas. I don't like to set up too close to those in the mornings right away. When they get out of that roost spot, they start working around. Eventually, they're going to get to you. It's just a matter of waiting it out. Set and stay, patience, just, you might have to sit out a couple, 3-4 hours, but eventually you're going to run across that gobbler that is going to come by you and work you. We had a meadow behind us that we were kind of concerned about. We might get some birds in there, so we put a strutter back in that, knowing that we could, if we had to, we could get moved around. As what happened, what we thought, those 3 strutters came from behind us. So it was kind of a mad dash getting set up to where I needed to be to slide around, that cameraman. We got it all done, we got things worked out. I had a lot of branches in my way to deal with.
Just lean up against that tree and you can shoot, lean out and shoot. They're coming right at us. Okay, easy. Whoa, just be still for a second. Just be still for a second. Now you're doing it right.
I'm right in your way though, ain't I?
We had a strutter decoy out, and we could tell that these toms were working this way. One of them was predominantly a lot more interested in the other 2. They kind of hung up and went to our north more, towards the river. And that one just kept coming our way. We did have some obstacles between us and that bird. We had primarily a pretty wooded fence line that he hung up on for a bit.
Blood Brothers TV will be right back.
Are you geared up for this upcoming turkey season? Serious turkey hunters will now find all their bases covered at their local sporting goods retailer. Cherokee Sports Featherlight Fusion Series decoys are designed to be the most realistic and mobile decoy produced today. Super lightweight and compact photo printed bodies with heads molded from real freeze-dried turkeys. It just doesn't get any more realistic. From the full strut Billy Bad Act to the feeding wobblehead hen with multiple models in between, turkey hunters will find a decoy for every need. By far the most mobile and realistic decoys on the market, these decoys will fit in the side pocket of most turkey vests, enabling you to carry a whole flock easily. If you're serious about being successful this turkey season, you'll want the very best decoy available. Cherokee Sports Fusion Series turkey decoys have got you covered. Available at Gander Mountain, The Sportsman's Guide, and fine sporting goods retailers. Get yours today.
Welcome back to Blood Brothers TV.
However, I knew that we had seen birds in that area the day before, so I thought we had a chance that he was going to come in and see what was going on. He was fanning out, not gobbling for us, but he was
strutting and coming in and wanted to see what was going on. And he was on a straight line, looking pretty tough, looking to be the man and see what was happening. He was pretty tore up. You could tell he'd had some battle scars. His tail fan was missing a couple feathers and that. So definitely wasn't scared of getting in a brawl. It seemed as he had his mind set to come in there. He was on a mission, and you know, you start second guessing yourself sometimes. This one just seemed like he was on a string. He did some strutting there and started doing the left to right. I had a very short window of a shooting opportunity. Everything in the back of my mind was all this brush in front of me. You know, that bird has got to be in my shooting lane that I've got. I can only move that gun 2-3 inches left or right, and same up or down. I was getting ready to pull the trigger. I was waiting for the green light. I don't have much of an opportunity for a shot on this bird, but I really was enjoying the show and wanted to see if this bird had the guts to get up on the strutter there and show what he's made of.
Giddy up, brother. That was pretty, wasn't it?
I'm all jacked up over here.
What about knock you over?
No, I'm just all messed up.
The defining moment that sealed the deal on this turkey hunt was when the bird crossed that fence, our last obstacle, and seen that strutter.
This guy read the script, and Billy finished Act 2.
Started duck hunting when I was probably 12 years old. Fished, squirrel hunted, rabbit hunted, deer hunted. I didn't start turkey hunting until I was probably 30. A good friend of mine that grew up on the same street as I did, quite a bit older than me, he lived there and I was growing up, Randy Benton, had always been trying to get me to go turkey hunting. And I never would go, and I never would go. And finally, I gave in, and we went to the Ouachita Mountains in Arkansas. You know, got lucky. First morning we went, I killed a turkey. And from then on, you can't get enough of it. Whether you kill them or not, just watching them do the deal. Turkey hunting gets in your blood, and instead of a habit sometimes, it can actually become an addiction. We had unbelievable success up here, and I asked Chad if he minded if I would try and kill one, and he said not at all. So we went and bought a license, and he said, you know, I know the perfect place. He said, last year I killed one out of this little spot. There's a draw that comes in between these two pastures, and those turkeys like to loaf in there. This is my first time turkey hunting in Nebraska, and I've never killed a Merriam. So we go in there, and we're getting ourselves set up, and we decide to put one camera over here, and then Freddie's behind me with his camera, and we're getting all of our junk set up, you know. I mean, we're camera guys, and it just takes us a long time sometimes. And we thought we heard a gobble over there. We get everything set up. Freddie calls a little bit, nothing.
Blood Brothers TV will be right back. Look me in the eye and tell me looks aren't everything. Tell me you weren't fooled by my perfectly photo-printed body and molded head with my fine, realistic hair. I'm as real as it gets, baby. Tell me I didn't slip in on you and set you up completely undetectable because of my extremely mobile abilities and quick setup. Tell me I wasn't irresistible the moment you saw me. Tell me how unfair it is for me to hold your attention so well that you didn't notice that one important thing in your surroundings. Tell me I'm the only one that's on your mind. There's never been another like me. Nope. You ain't gotta say anything at all, 'cause you're close enough I can smell it on your breath. Boom.
The new age of turkey decoy realism is here. The new Cherokee Sports Hairy Heads. Available at Walmart.
Welcome back to Blood Brothers TV.
And then we sat there and we're, shooting a bull, talking, making fun of each other like we do. Then Freddie calls, bam, down in the draw. In an afternoon, when you're hunting and you get a turkey gobbling, 9 times out of 10, you're going to kill him. Sure enough, they were coming.
Turn this camera on. Somebody fixing to get a headache. Yeah. You definitely seen that decoy. Yeah. Oh yeah. He's gonna get that down.
Yeah. I'm gonna use a phrase that Randy Benton's late father, who died 2 weeks ago, Ellis Benton, who was a great man. He started turkey hunting in 1971 in Arkansas, and this was the first year that he missed a turkey season, and he passed. But at his funeral, the pastor said the one thing that he liked was the audible silence of turkey hunting. And I'd never thought about it, but it truly is. And to people that don't go hunting or just aren't interested in that, and they go out and if they were to sit and watch a sunrise turkey hunting, they would think it's just quiet. How peaceful. But to us, it's an audible silence with the birds starting off and the crows and the hoot owls, and then the turkeys start gobbling. It's a great phrase, audible silence. There's something mystic about that. Everything from the anticipation. Once the anticipation goes past and you see the gobbler, the excitement and the adrenaline, and then the faint thought in the back of your head, don't mess this up. The sun was out and it was starting to get a little bit warm in the day, and they walked under that shade tree and strutted there for 5 or 10 minutes, and they were content because they had their hens. All they were waiting to do was for the hens to come to them. So they were sitting on this under the shade tree on the edge of this hill, and they could have been gone in a flash, gone, and us not carrying anything out. But they were content with what they had, and all we had to do was wait them out for them to separate.
They're thinking, why aren't those girls coming today?
And I've always have had the jobs that have allowed me to be able to hunt. I was a paramedic for 13 years, and my shifts were always to where I could take off and hunt for a couple of days. And I was a firefighter. Then I worked at Echo Duck Calls, and I got to duck hunt all over the United States and some of the best places there were. So I've been fortunate my whole life with my job career that it's allowed me to be able to hunt and form bonds with people all over the United States.
Watts in the house.
That's right, 501, baby. You know when you squeeze off that trigger and that turkey starts to flopping, you know you've done everything right and you have played the game the way it needs to be played. I'm glad to share this hunt with you fellas. It does not get any better than that in Nebraska. Show's over.
Blood Brothers TV rocks. Become a Blood Brother by going to www.bloodbrotherstv.com.